I have this virtual green screen behind me, so I just came in from the kitchen getting an orange, and I kind of just floated in on the rainbow flag here, and then I sit down, I put on my headset, makes me feel like I'm in the movie Aliens. I want to be like Gorman when he's sitting down at the panel and they're getting out of the APC. He's like, all right, everybody online, looking good. Drake, check your camera. There seems to be a malfunction. That's better. Pan it around a bit. Good. I can say that whole movie while I'm focusing doing other shit. While I'm literally setting up all my different streams here. Fuck, I'm good. Nerd and proud of it. Movie nerds. Movie nerds unite. Let's fucking go. All the streams are up. Everything looks set. I just gotta get my Instagram chat ready. Come on, come on. There we go, that should do it. Marina, how are you? Hope the campaign is going well. It is voting day. I am not in your district, but I have told people about you, and I have told people to support you, so I hope that it goes well for you today. Most importantly, I hope that the Zionists lose in a fucking landslide. So here we go. Let's get started, shall we? So full disclosure, I am absolutely voting for Tom Steyer. I am not getting paid for it. How did that happen? I have no idea. Probably because I have a combined 4 people in my streams right now, but who cares? I am voting for Tom Steyer. I'm also voting for Ray Huang. I find Nithya Rama and Karen Bass to be detestable. And this is not a harm reduction campaign. This is an opportunity to actually get the most progressive person, the person that will actually put forward the policy and values that we want. Tom Steyer gave a full defense of trans people, which absolutely brought joy to my heart, especially since it is Pride Week or Pride Month, excuse me, and I have trans family members. So that was like, okay, dude, like you're cool. You want to tax you're a billionaire that wants to tax billionaires, and you want to say fuck ICE. Like, you don't have to win me over anymore, bro. If anything, say less, because you're as a straight white dude, you're more likely to say something stupid and screw yourself. But the fact is that he keeps saying things that are better and better. So I am voting for Tom Steyer. I'll be justifying that as we go. You guys get to see my horrible table manners since I have my orange here. And I got to eat it to maintain my diet. So let's go through some of the highlights of the governor's debate and the policies why I'm voting for them. For him.
Portion of the debate, we have a few rapid fire questions for you lined up. Please only answer with a simple yes or no, or the options we provide. First question: as governor, a simple yes or no, would you support a billionaire's tax? We will go down the stage and begin with Secretary Becerra.
No, if we're talking about the initiative that's on.
Oh my God, this fucking hack can't even answer a yes or no question. He's got to throw fucking conditions on it. What was your bullshit here, fucking Chevron's cum dump Becerra? What were you saying?
No, if we're talking about the initiative that's on, maybe on the ballot.
Oh my God, this guy, okay. This fucking guy.
No,
Mr. Hilton.
Of course you wouldn't.
No.
Mr. Mahan.
We should close loopholes billionaires
Bro!
To not pay taxes.
Shut up.
Okay, so do we get an opportunity to give more than a yes or no?
I mean, I hate Becerra, but that is actually a fair question because Matt Mahan totally fucked it up.
We're reclaiming my time.
Mr. Steyer.
I believe that billionaires have to pay their fair share.
Oh my God.
So that's a yes.
You were asking me if we're going to tax billionaires more, and I'm saying billionaires have to pay their fair share. Yes.
Axel Calhoun, welcome. It is an orange, my sir. A really fucking big one, a navel orange.
Okay. Superintendent Thurmond?
Yes.
Oh, wow, there you go.
No.
Yes.
Where's Katie Porter? Oh, this is the one from 3 months ago, right? Yeah, so this is the one 3 months ago. So it's a little outdated, but, you know, they're still on the record, so let's see.
Andre?
Next rapid fire question. You guys remember that train, high-speed rail? I want to start with you. Would you complete it, shrink it, or end it? High-speed rail.
Japan has it, Europe has it, China has it. We're going to have it too. We're just going to do it smart. We're not going to have these cost overruns, and we'll make sure it runs efficiently. Because
To be fair, that's actually the fault of the moderators here, because they're not enforcing it. They said it needs to be a yes or no answer, and they're not enforcing it when they do it. And also, it's like, would you shrink it, expand it, or cancel it? What do you say? I think the third one. So these are horrible moderators. Is this what is? Oh, it's Fox. Fox fake news. No fucking wonder.
Californians need to have access to high-speed rail.
Mr. Hilton, would you shrink it, complete it, or end it?
They're not even talking about completing it for another decade or so. No, of course not. We can't send good money after bad. We need to invest that money in real things to help families, expand the roads.
Rapid fire here, candidates.
Get local rail working.
Mayor Mahan, would you shrink it, complete it, or end it?
Need to complete it with a different mindset and greater accountability for getting it done.
Thank you, Mayor.
God, I hate him.
Steyer, would you
I knew almost nothing about Matt Mahan before this. I really don't like him. He just has... Look at him. He doesn't even look like he wants to be there. Can I see it on vertical? Yeah. He doesn't even look like he wants to be there. Look at him. Totally disengaged. Looking at his notes when it was his turn. I don't...
Complete it, shrink it, or end it?
Who isn't for high-speed public transportation, but we can't pay any price for it.
All right.
That is actually...
Hey, Monster Adventures, welcome.
Do it in
Mr.
a new
Thurman,
way.
would you complete it, shrink it, or end it?
Complete it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Villaraigosa. Would you...
Complete it.
All right. Ms. Yee?
Complete it.
Thank you.
Candidates, last rapid fire. Remind you, yes or no. Would you continue Governor Newsom?
It means he hates blacks. What? Alejandre, what in the fuck are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? I just sat down. You just got in here and that's your first comment? Fucking Jesus. You really need to brush up on some social skills. Like, see a therapist or something.
Newsom's fight to phase out the sale of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Secretary Becerra, yes or no?
We're going to do it in a stable...
Yes or no? Would you continue Governor Newsom's fight to phase out the sale of gas-powered vehicles by 2035? Secretary Becerra, yes or no?
We're going to do it in a stable transition period so that we
yes or
can
no,
make sure
sir?
Everyone
come on.
Our working family's going to be able to afford it. That's my point.
Mr.
Working
Hilton.
family's going to afford it. We're there.
No, we're sick of being bossed around.
Mayor Mahan.
I want you to drive the car that you want to drive.
Moving on. Mayor Mahan, yes or no?
Look, only if the technology's there.
What in the hell is this chat? Look at this. Someone's saying, I hate blacks, when I said, all right, I like this Thurman guy for answering the questions. Someone's now calling me a fascist. He wants to deport all the Visto-toters. Who the fuck are these people on YouTube? You guys are so fucking weird. There's a reason you're here and not out with friends, like fucking going to a bar or getting brunch.
So it doesn't increase costs for middle class.
Mr. Steyer.
I wrote a book on this called Cheaper, Faster, Better, How
Yes
We
or
Win
no,
the
sir?
Climate War. If it's better for the people of California, I'm
Okay,
for it.
Superintendent Thurman, yes or no?
Yes.
See, Thurman is the only one actually
Antonio,
doing
yes
this
or
shit
no?
right. And Villaraigosa, to be fair. And the crowd is like, yay, look at them! The politicians can follow simple instructions, yay! Oh my god. So apparently, I guess Katie Porter didn't qualify for that debate. Very interesting. 3 months ago, I thought she was polling high enough. Yeah, I don't even know who that Katie Yee person was. Is the YouTube the same as your Twitch? No, my YouTube is Director EJJR. Brunch is for fascists? Oh my god. You have like, what's that guy? Walter. You sound like Walter from The Big Lebowski. Brunch is for fascists. Am I only the one who gives a shit about the rules? God, you guys are so fucking weird. What do you do with your time? It's literally, it's 5 o'clock. You could be at your job. You could be watching TV. You could be fucking going to the gym. And instead your bitch ass is in my chat. Do you know how fucking weird you losers are? I mean, you don't. But you need to be told to your fucking face. You guys are fucking weird. Okay, so this is the more new debate. This was from a month ago. I think Katie Porter, yeah, she's on this one.
We start tonight, 8 candidates, one stage in a fight for California's future. Top candidates went head-to-head, vying for your vote to be the next governor of California. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. 6 Democrats and 2...
So, well, I got a break from the fucking loser weirdos in my chat here. I see this as a whoops, where'd it go? Did I back out of it? Oh, I did. No, wait, what's going on here? Where's the video I just fucking watched? Okay, whatever. The video that we just watched, the California governor's debate, Steyer was in favor, of course, of taxing the rich. He was in favor of the high-speed rail, which has long been a thing that I've wanted because I hate fucking flying. The airlines are all criminals. So, yeah, I'm absolutely in favor of expanding the high-speed rail from L.A. to Vegas, from LA to San Francisco, and further up to Seattle. Like, it's time America, the richest country in the world, the biggest superpower in the world, joins the fucking 21st century and has high-speed rail for their own population. Avalandre, you are so fucking weird. Like, I'm glad you're here because you're boosting my algorithm. This is the only thing you fucking weirdo MAGA freaks could be doing that's useful, is by being in my chat. So thank you for proving that you're fucking weird, and thank you for boosting my algorithms. I'm done with you now, loser. Rodney Richardson, welcome. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while, Rodney. How you been?
Republicans shared the stage at Pomona College for a 90-minute debate to make their case on the biggest topics affecting the state right now. At times, the debate turned heated as rivals fought to break through a crowded race.
News 8's Richard Allen was there and breaks down the standout moments.
Well, that's right. The 8 leading candidates took the stage here tonight in what turned out to be a more fiery debate than last week's. Take a look.
He's got the white guy, like, happiness because he thinks he's got, like, a little look at it. He's
tonight in what turned out to be a more fiery debate than last week's. Take a look.
I love that guy's energy.
If you want socialism, go somewhere else, because single-payer people come to America for the best medical coverage and care in the entire world.
Now, what if you don't
have
any health care?
Single capitalist payer people in America go overseas. This is very well documented. Ted Cruz did it. There's several right-wing nut jobs that have gone overseas for better care in Canada and Italy because the procedures here suck. And even for these elitists, it's out of their pocket to pay.
What are you going to do for the
ridiculous? I thought I got to answer, but apparently we're just going to do this all night.
We only have so much time.
Who is this
what you're
fucking
proposing is not in there.
Okay, that's Hilton.
That's not correct. That's not correct.
Let's go to this, because that was not the question. The question was, here comes the fire. What are you going to do?
Please, Mr. Bianco, you had your time, Mr. Mahan.
That wasn't the question.
I'd love to just answer the question.
Wow, that was a bit of a mess.
But beyond the mess, some answers tonight from the candidates on the most pressing issues, including affordability, especially when it comes to housing.
The solution here is not a silver bullet. It's what I call silver buckshot. We need to work to shorten and reduce the cost of permitting. We need to redo zoning.
We need to have...
That's actually a very good way to describe it, because the housing crisis in California and Los Angeles specifically, and also broadly nationwide, is so many different issues all tied into one, which is that America is basically a failing state. But the biggest problems are, of course, people are not making enough money. The costs of the houses are too high because they're all bought by billionaire real estate vultures. And the inventory is simply not there, quote unquote, to match the demand, which is actually bullshit, because we have more empty houses than we do homeless people on the streets. And yet these houses are unattainable. They're unaffordable because these vulture capitalists can just buy these places and then sit them on the market and take the tax write-offs, and they're more profitable than if they were to invest the money to sell them. Avalandre, I'm glad you're still having a meltdown in my chat. Please keep it up, buddy. I love it when you guys have a fucking meltdown. Keeps my algorithm going, buddy. Good to see you as well, brother. Hey, Rodney, thanks, man.
First-time buyer assistance.
Rodney, did you vote? I hope you voted.
$25 billion initiative at no cost to the
tax. Okay, I got lost. Hold on.
Reduce the cost of permitting. We need to redo zoning.
We need to have first-time buyer assistance. $25 billion initiative at no cost to the taxpayer that will help them get into their first house.
As governor, the first thing I'll do is provide down payment assistance grants to those who want to own a home. and we will build 2 million housing units.
I don't know who this guy is.
That school districts have in every single county in this state.
I've also rolled out policies for free childcare. That is a game changer for California, bringing us something that other states don't offer.
So for the record, Katie Porter is a disgusting, filthy Zionist who has supported the genocide in Gaza. Has on her, when she was running for Senate, she said she would not curtail the U.S. sale of weapons to Israel, and she, I will say this, I don't know for certain because I haven't read her policies on Iran, but I have no doubt that she is also in support of the war in Iran. She was such a promise. I remember seeing her on Bill Maher when she was running in the OC. She was such a promise, and she has been such a fucking disappointment because all of these, it's the curse. It's the capitalist curse where these politicians who start off great get into office and then they got bought by all these fucking vulture capitalist interests, and then they no longer serve the people, they serve themselves because they want that fucking paycheck, which is exactly what happened to Katie Porter.
Free years, tuition free at our UC, our CSUs, and our Cal Polys. Those are all real affordability.
And there's a reason she wants all this stuff for the universities, which is good for the record. But she's pushing it so much because the same crapitalists, the billionaires, the vultures behind these institutions, behind these universities, are all going to catch those big federal grants and the big state grants and state checks for giving. They're going to get paid either way. So it's actually better for them to offer these free gift tuitions, which is still good. We need to get an educated workforce out there, but they're going to make money either way. And if they can then cut the costs of, their admissions staff and save money on that, they're going to fucking do it because there's more money to line their pockets, which Katie Porter is all about.
Solutions. My plan to make our state Cal affordable.
Also, what the fuck is this guy's accent? Is he from fucking New Zealand? Where is he from? I'm gonna look this up. Steve Hilton from. Oh, he's British. Jesus Christ. Republicans are always about, and he's a Republican candidate, mind you, so Republicans are all about, well, you can't come here and, all these immigrants, but hey, if you look like this and you have the weirdest fucking British accent that I've ever heard, then you're fine.
$3 gas. Cut your electric bills in half. Your first 100 grand.
I don't think he can, Mossy. Yeah, see, there you go. A fashion. It's what's that meme where it's like everything you don't like, every person you don't like is a fascist. A book for basic dipshits. We need Avalon. We're gonna buy you that for your birthday. That's gonna be my gift to you. Is from one fascist to a dipshit. You'll get that book. You'll get a bunch of memes to go with it about Trump being a pedophile as well. Oh, Avalandre. Trump is a pedophile. Yeah, that's gonna set you off. That's gonna trigger you.
And tax-free, and especially for young people, a home.
Mossy, I honestly think it might actually be a bot. If this is the level of intelligent discourse the right has to offer, then I think we should just put AI everywhere. Fuck it. I'm for data centers now. Fuck it. If this is what the right wing has to offer for intelligent discourse, put AI everywhere. Replace everyone's jobs. We don't need the right wing anymore.
You can afford to buy, so we can restore that California dream.
Democrat Matt Mahan, mayor of San Jose, said he was the only candidate on stage who has pledged to suspend and reform the state's gas tax.
It is the most regressive tax in California. Working people, rural people are spending 3 times as much maintaining our roads as wealthier EV owners. We need to change that.
I have an EV. I ain't wealthy, motherfucker.
Former Attorney General floated the idea of freezing home insurance rates, despite pushback from the moderator that he wouldn't have the authority.
Oh, God. Are you a chicken hawk coming from the bitchiest sounding Twitch handle name? Dude, honestly. What do you even think a chicken hawk is? What does that even mean to you? With that kind of a name, you are absolutely going to be Nuremberged. And I can't wait to see you probably already, I would love to see your mugshot, but you probably already have a mugshot. You are 100% on multiple registries. Keep spreading information and have hope. I try. A chicken hawk is an older man who likes little boys. Oh, you mean Donald Trump? That's what you're talking about. Hey, Look at this. I have a right-wing MAGA pedophile in my chat, and we both agree that Donald Trump is a pedophile. As you call him, a chicken hawk. Bravo. Take a bow for coming to the right side. Take a bow for having a little bit of critical thinking to be able to recognize that Donald Trump is a pedophile in the Epstein files a million times. Bravo, buddy. Bravo. I don't like Trump. Yeah, sure you don't. With a name like that, yeah, you definitely don't like Trump. Uh-huh. This happened yesterday. Mossy, you're going to love this. Every time these MAGA pedophiles come in my chat, they have every single Fox Fake News talking point. They're always pissed off when I mention Trump. But then they say, but I'm not Republican. But I'm not Republican. Fucking the programming is just insert new chip to have different talking point. That's what they always do.
The governor can declare a state of emergency, and that's what I would do. This affordability crisis is hitting every family, and we have to act as if this were a break glass moment.
One of the most interesting questions of the evening came from a reporter before the debate, asking Republican Chad Bianco what he's most afraid of in front of this audience of college students.
But actually, I'm terrified that one of these people are going to be your next governor, and these kids are all going to have to move. This is absolutely ridiculous. We're lying to we're not taking responsibility for failed Democrat policies that have brought us here.
But fear is...
Those fucking lunatics. This is what every single right-wing dipshit in my chat, like this pedophile on my Twitch stream right now, this is what they all sound like. They're afraid of their own fucking shadow, which explains why they're in my chat at fucking 5:30 on a Tuesday evening rather than being out having a life. You're digging your own grave? Okay, Handy Andy, do justify that. Tell me how I'm doing that. Would love to hear your fucking logic, idiot.
Responsibility for failed Democrat policies that have brought us here.
But fear aside, time is ticking. About a week from today, mail-in ballots will be sent out to voters. 5 weeks from today is the
I don't know if maybe it's just me, but this feels like a really bad. I know that I think that the debate was about an hour and a half, but this feels like a really bad summary. I mean, this is supposed to be it's CBS, you know, run by dipshit Barry Weiss, so the journalistic standard is pretty fucking low. But I don't know. This feels like it doesn't really capture a lot of the good questions and answers that I want to inform policy personally. Bye, Rodney. Good seeing you. Thanks for hopping in, brother.
Also played a key role during last night's mayoral.
So one of the biggest things, like I said, with Tom Steyer, is he wants to fund the high-speed rail. He wants to fuck, I forgot the other thing in the video. But the biggest thing for me is that he wants to abolish ICE. ICE is a terrorist pedophile organization that is doing the bidding of Donald Trump's new pedo cabal. This is crucial. It is not enough to just abolish ICE and defund them. They need to be all arrested and tried at Nuremberg 2.0. But the fact that we have a governor of the largest state, one of the largest states in the country, fourth largest economy in the world, willing to put this as an issue is huge, and it's going to push the conversation further towards abolishing ICE.
And gubernatorial candidates clashed over undocumented health care coverage, ICE enforcement, and the state's response to federal immigration policy. NBC4's Amber Frias is live in Santa Ana now, where voters are weighing in on what they heard. Amber.
Hey, Carolyn. Well, what I'm hearing from people out here is that a lot of people were looking for more detailed responses from the candidates regarding key immigration issues. They told us they didn't really get that. One voter in specific, he told us he was pretty disappointed by...
Oh, it's that clicking. Fuck. I know what that is. Thank you for letting me know, Mossy. I know exactly... Fuck, I know what it is, but I can't remember how to fix it. Hold on. Audio... I think this should do it. There. Okay, thank you, Mossy. Thank you for letting me know. Handy Andy, you're a pedophile. That's why you support ICE, so I'm not surprised you think they're doing great. They're arresting American citizens. I can't wait until we get to arrest you.
What he
and you won't be
heard
deported,
in the
by the way. We'll just
debate.
make sure you're locked up in a jail, a capitalist jail, that you support getting fucking rotten maggots in your food. That's your future, Handy Andy.
Because he says nobody addressed with detail issues like health care for non-citizens or accountability for ICE. From the governor's race to the race for Los Angeles mayor, immigration quickly became one of the night's most debated issues. But for some voters watching, the biggest takeaway wasn't what the candidate said. It was what they didn't say.
California, with the largest population of immigrants and refugees and the largest populations of undocumented immigrants and refugees, needs a bold champion in Sacramento. And quite frankly, I haven't seen any of the candidates really position themselves with a clear, consistent plan.
Many voters.
I'm very curious what that. I'd want to hear more from that guy, because Tom Steyer is the only one talking about abolishing ICE, which is the first step towards getting a comprehensive immigration plan that'll keep Californians secure. So I'm wondering what his issue on immigration is specifically.
We spoke with said their top concern is federal accountability and how immigration enforcement is carried out.
I'm all for like getting people, violent criminals, deported and stuff, but as far as like people just going about their businesses and stuff, I highly don't want people, deported like that. But
candidates were also asked about sanctuary policy.
Handy Andy, no, you're not. You guys lie like most people blink. You're the survivor of nothing other than your own fucking victimhood because you're a shitty human being, no one likes you, and that's why you're in my chat instead of hanging out with, friends.
And several reference the federal government in their response.
As governor, I will investigate ICE. We will prosecute ICE. We will convict ICE if they have violated the law. And as governor, I will.
So that's interesting that Javier Becerra is actually in here saying that he wants to prosecute. Did he say he wants to abolish ICE? I need to go back.
Response.
As governor, I will investigate ICE. We will prosecute ICE. We will convict ICE if they have violated.
Yeah, there's no conviction here. This is him just yapping. This is fucking blowing in the wind campaign talk. He's going whichever way the wind is blowing, and he's saying that this is what the people want. This is what they want to hear. He has no intention of doing it. Keep in mind that Javier Becerra was in a position to do this when he was Attorney General and when he was the Health and Human Services Secretary under Biden, and he has consistently shown the exact opposite. When he was the Health and Human Service Secretary for Biden, he was saying that he wants to see these concentration camps as a manufacturing assembly line, and he wants these people to get on and then be shoved off right away. He is a despicable, evil human being, and I really hope he loses. Handy Andy, people do apply for asylum at the port of entry, and then they get turned away because your pedophile-in-chief is a rapist racist that doesn't want people coming into the country, even though he's happy to pay them slave wages to work at Mar-a-fucking-Lago, and then he traffics those victims from Mar-a-Lago to Jeffrey Epstein. You wouldn't know that because you're a fucking idiot that's in my chat rather than reading a book.
The law. And as governor, I will do
Mr.
that
Hilton.
peacefully and calmly and cooperatively with the federal immigration authorities.
I'm in favor of abolishing ICE.
But even for some of those voters critical of ICE, those answers did not go far enough.
I'm scared to even leave, or my parents. My parents are working every day because they have to make a living.
In the Los Angeles mayoral race, candidates were asked whether non-citizens
because they have to make a living.
In the Los Angeles mayoral
Jesus fucking Christ. The unshittification of the UI is continuing. I really wonder what these ladies, what they're specific, like same with that last guy. I mean, I'm hearing what I want to hear from Steyer. I'm hearing someone that wants to prosecute ICE, abolish ICE. He wants to stop the kidnappings. I mean, that's like the first step. So I'm really curious obviously they're afraid to leave their homes. That's what she's saying. Completely understandable. But wouldn't abolishing ICE and prosecuting them start the process of you feeling safe? I'm really, really curious I'd love to talk to these folks.
Because they have to make a living.
In the Los Angeles mayoral race, candidates were asked whether non-citizens...
Yeah, Handy Andy, I am well informed because I read this shit for a fucking living. So instead of coming in here all hot and bothered and making an ass of yourself, if you were actually just take a seat, listen, you might learn a thing or two. Do you even live in California? Why are you in a chat about the California governorship if you're not... Do you even live here, dude? Like, why are you here?
Should be allowed to vote in local elections.
See, and now here you go, going off on Mossy Adventures, who's a friend of mine. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why no one likes you. This is why everywhere you go, people leave. Because you are just a fucking toxic fucking ass stink.
in every room that you enter. Your zip code is polluted with your fucking low IQ. We don't want you here. What part of this do you not get? You even say that I'm educated and well-informed, so shut the fuck up, quit yapping in my chat, and listen to the shit that I'm saying. Or fucking leave, or, I don't know, keep fucking yapping in my chat, because you're boosting my algorithm, so I don't give a fuck. I don't live there, but I enjoy learning more about the state of our country. Yeah, I know, Mossy. And don't bother with these guys. They're a fucking bunch of losers. I'm just ignoring them after this because they clearly are not worth my time. But if they want to, I'm good. Here's what's fun, Mossy. So there comes a point where I want to focus on what I'm talking about. So then I just ignore them. But every now and then I'll rage bait them and I'll find a topic and be like these two pedophiles, Avalandre and Handy Andy in my chat are yapping about. I'll just throw that out there and they won't leave. They'll stay in my chat. They'll keep typing. They'll boost my algorithm. I fucking love it. Winning. So much winning. I'm always winning, people.
Non-citizens, should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mayor Bass.
Well, this is the mayor's
It's
election.
not a yes or no.
Yeah, I would say, again, it does depend.
For some voters, the issue comes down to representation and participation in local government.
Democracy at the core level, at the municipal level, is important.
With immigration continuing to take center stage in both races, many voters say they'll be watching closely for more specific policy in the coming weeks. And even after last night's debate, most voters we spoke with today told us they're still not too sure who they're voting for. Reporting live from Santa Ana, Amber Frias, NBC4 News.
It's important to bring the information up to them. Knowledge is power. Yeah, well, you've got a lot of thick fucking skull and a lot of very tiny brain to process this information of these MAGA mob pedophiles. But this is interesting, and I kind of agree with this sentiment because she's saying that people saw these debates and still weren't really sure where they're going to vote. I agree. I mean, I've made my decisions, but I'm really plugged into this stuff, so I have a lot more information to go on. So it was easier for me to make the decisions. But these candidates, so many of them are so fucking awful. I mean, from Becerra to Nithya Raman to Pratt to Mayor Mahan, all these people are such fucking imbeciles. They are the worst. This is the least inspiring crop of candidates that I think I have ever seen for a California governor and LA mayor election. It's absolutely fucking baffling. So I understand why a lot of people are leaving it and still not sure.
With time ticking until Election Day, many Californians are still on the fence about who should be the state's next leader.
So we had another chance to hear from the candidate.
Damn, I didn't know. Was that San Diego? I didn't know they had so many cruise ships.
It's right here on NBC last night, but the
cruise.
debate might have actually left a lot of people just as confused as ever. Maybe you're one of them. NBC7's political reporter Joey Sapchik was up in LA all day long yesterday, all night long for the debate. She joins us now here in the studio with some insights for us, Joey.
Yeah.
Why is she wearing like babushka glasses that's going to be having a thimble and like knitting together you a glove? Gonna get you a glove, you know, it's gonna be 75 tomorrow. You gotta stay warm. Why? Those glasses are a choice.
Catherine,
Okay.
This debate began very controlled with the candidates on their best behavior, but that decorum devolved in the second half, and it seems likely viral moments, barbs, and jabs will overshadow some of the real policy
Right,
presented.
Mossy? Like, am I out of bounds? Like, what is up with those glasses? It's a choice.
Mentions of housing and homelessness, with most Democrats open to higher density while Republicans push for single-family homes.
And that is what I will get back to as governor, to restore that California dream of home ownership.
I believe in zoning densely near public transportation, and I believe that the way to drive down costs per square foot by at least a third.
You know, that's a really zoning densely by public transportation is actually a really good idea, because if a lot of folks are near the rail lines, they wouldn't need to drive as much. I mean, I'm a little bit further, so I can walk, but it's not fun. It's a bit of a hike. But if I lived like right above the metro station or a block or two, I mean, I'd take it fucking everywhere I could. So that's a
Is by
really good idea.
constructing off-site and then putting together on-site.
Drilling down on oil production and investigating insurance policy platforms.
We've got to actually fix our underlying regulations and make it easier to invest and start companies.
And on the hot button issue of immigration, there's not much daylight between the 2 Republicans who want to overturn the state's sanctuary law and the 6 Democrats who oppose ICE tax.
So this is why it's so crucial that we have to unite behind some candidate to stop these Republicans. Because, well, I mean, here's the flip side of that, is that like the sanctuary city and state laws, I don't believe they've ever been enforced. So as much as the Republican pedophiles like Avalandre and Tandy Andy in my chat here, these pedophiles want to make like, oh, well, it's such a shithole because there's so many sanctuary city laws, sanctuary law. Oh, look over here, they've got drugs. Oh, look over here, there's a bakery. Damn bakeries with their sanctuary cities. They're here because sanctuary. Even over there's a taco truck. Oh, sanctuary cities. When the actual fact is that the sanctuary city laws have not been used at all with the ICE Nazis in California and Los Angeles. So it's just fucking yapping for the sake of yapping. So, I mean, what we need is a governor that will actually support and enforce the wild one. Welcome. They will actually support and enforce our sanctuary city laws and prevent the local authorities from communicating with the ICE Nazi pedophiles. But then on the flip side, if a Republican gets in office and they do away with the sanctuary city laws, honestly, it's not going to have any practical implication other than, political posturing, since even the Democrats in charge, Gavin fucking Newsom and Karen Bass, aren't using the sanctuary city laws.
Tactics and support sanctuary.
I would eliminate sanctuary state. Sanctuary state is what is creating.
Which he also doesn't have the ability to do. It would have to be the legislature, and the legislature is not going to approve that. So this guy is just yapping for the sake of yapping. This is just, as much as the Republican crime party pedophiles like, again, Avalandre and Handy Andy in my chat, love to yap about Democrats' virtue signaling. This is virtue signaling. He has absolutely no authority or power or ability to overturn the sanctuary state laws.
The issue that we have in California. As governor, I will investigate ICE. We will prosecute ICE. We will convict ICE if they have violated the law.
There's I don't believe him. It's just all fucking bullshit.
The Republicans on stage showed a certain amount of camaraderie with mostly parallel policy platforms, if different personalities, saving their critiques for the Democrats, including a memorable exchange between Chad Bianco and Katie Porter.
I think we ought to enforce the existing sanctuary laws everywhere so we don't have crazy cowboys taking the law into their own hands.
Tell that to a crazy...
This is actually a good response from Katie Porter, because we have seen multiple instances of people pretending to be ICE, and they kidnap people, they rob stores, they rob civilians. So this is actually a really good answer. And of course, this MAGA pedophile up on the stage is going to be like, well, but all those immigrants that are killing people, immigrants commit less crime. I guarantee you, Avalandre and Handy Andy in my chat right here, I guarantee you their rap sheet is way longer than any fucking immigrant that I bump into in the street out here in LA. Guaranteed.
The mother who lost her child. Sir, I don't need any lectures from you about being a mother.
Of course, you might.
There was plenty of Democratic infighting, much of it aimed at Javier Becerra, who's leading in the polls. Antonio Villaraigosa, who's lagging in those polls, played spoiler as he repeatedly referenced allegations that Becerra's Health and Human Services Department lost track of migrant children. Becerra playing defense, if not forcefully.
Mr. Becerra, are you proud that you pushed out 85,000 migrant children? They were, according to the New York Times, they were maimed, they were exploited, some were even killed. Donald Trump was separating children from their parents. We stopped that. We took care of them. We protected those kids. We didn't do what Trump did.
I don't have the time to go into all of this here, but there's a lot about that whole separation of families. I don't have the time to go into it, fortunately, right now.
I'm confused. Do you support the billionaire's tax that is going to be on the ballot in November, yes or no?
Katie, I just said I will vote for it if it's on the ballot in November. So what I've said is,
but you just said it wasn't a good idea.
Go far enough.
Now, Katie Porter and Tom Steyer.
That's kind of a whiff by... he should just say that. He said, yes, I'm going to vote for it, and I also want more. Instead, this whole, yes, if it's on the ballot, it sounds contingent, so it's just not a very good answer. But I mean, you could see Katie Porter didn't have anything. Katie Porter is not a good candidate. She's not a good campaigner. She's not a good person, and she is definitely not a good politician. See if we can get back. So this is just analysis. This doesn't cover. Damn it! I wanted to see if this actually covered the debate. Doesn't look like it does.
In California, looking for a job here, but there are other billionaires who are moving on. Larry Page and Sergey Brin of Google, Mark Zuckerberg, they've left. Steven Spielberg's left. There are a whole bunch. And obviously it's because, well, they may not say it, but it's not a coincidence that you have on the ballot in November a wealth tax where they come in and first in the nation, where they tax, what do your cars look like?
First of all, billionaires leaving an area is a good thing. Billionaires contribute absolutely nothing. They don't pay taxes. They don't pay local taxes. They don't create jobs. Billionaires are job killers because they acquire companies, they pillage them for resources, and they fire everybody that has been there for decades. They also are now offshoring workers' jobs to overseas. They've been doing that for a long time. They are also eliminating jobs. Meta is eliminating jobs to replace them with AI. And then when these billionaires leave, they have these sprawling mansions, tens of thousands of acres, thousands of acres of property. So when they leave, it's a good thing because that opens up a hell of a lot of land for development for real fucking Americans. And then if they leave, again, that's less of a tax burden because these fucking pedophiles like Mark Zuckerberg are taking our taxpayer dollars when he's one of the richest people in the fucking country, and they're taking our taxpayer dollars as a fucking write-off, as a fucking tax incentive, because he makes just barely below the six-figure line because they all send it all their actual income comes from their stocks, and they don't have anything actually taxable. So they take our income to use our fucking resources, to use our fucking roads, to use our fucking water, to use our fucking power, and we get absolutely nothing from them. Billionaires leaving is the best thing that could possibly happen. The only way it could be better from billionaires leaving, the only way that can be better is if they leave the world. Take your fucking dick-shaped rocket to Mars, Bezos. Fucking leave already. You guys do nothing. You contribute nothing. The real people who contribute are the workers. If every single billionaire in this country were to stop working for a month, you would never know. If every single American stopped working in this country, it would fall the fuck apart.
Like, how much are they worth? And what are the watches worth? So, yes or no? If this is, again, if it's on your desk as governor, do you support the wealth tax, which is on the ballot, which the governor fears is driving billionaires out of the state? And according to the Franchise Tax Board, they pay for about 40% of the income tax.
That's complete
Mayor
fucking
Villaraigosa,
horseshit.
yes or
They
no?
do not.
No. Congresswoman?
No.
What was the question again?
Sheriff, the wealth tax, do you support it or do you oppose it?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Hilton?
No.
Mr. Steyer?
If it's on the ballot, I sign it.
You sign it. Okay. Secretary Becerra?
No.
Mr. Mahan?
No, we should charge billionaires in other ways.
So Tom Steyer is the only fucking person on that stage saying that he will vote for the billionaire wealth tax. I'm sorry, but I'm sold. I'm sold. And again, here's the thing. We all know that these fucking hacks and frauds and paid off fucking con men and women aren't going to support it. They aren't going to sign it. So why the fuck would I vote for them? This is the only person that I will be voting for, and I am glad that I voted for him. Even if he turns his back on this, I will move heaven and earth to make this man's political career end. I will move heaven and earth to fucking recall his ass if he does not deliver on this promise.
Okay.
I agree with Matt.
Are you happy with that, Tom? How do you want to be charged by Matt?
Look, there is a longer... There is a longer discussion here.
There is a longer discussion.
Policy.
Yeah.
That's for another debate.
Shut the fuck up. Every single Republican that has ever been in charge in the Oval Office has run this country into the fucking ground. I've been through 4 fucking recessions now because of Republicans. The only actually economic booms that we've ever had have been under Democrats in my lifetime. Reagan caused a recession. Bush Sr. caused a recession. Bush Jr. caused a recession. Trump 1 caused a recession. And then we also, of course, have Clinton not only got a boom in the economy, but a budget surplus. Obama got the economy going again just for Trump to trash it again 4 years later. Biden was getting the economy back on track again, and now we're moving back towards recession. Every single time we get Republicans in charge, they fuck it up. This is such a stupid idea to get a Republican in charge of the 4th largest state in the country. In the world, excuse me. So this is the full debate, so I don't really, let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of running short on time here. I need to fast forward. So in regards to ICE, this is why we need to abolish ICE. Because the service had been arranged last minute, the funeral home on a busy street in Atlanta could only offer them 1 hour. Orland wore a long-sleeve shirt and a tan vest with a striped bow tie and matching pants. The clothes concealed his injuries. A new teddy bear was tucked his... Oh, okay, hold on. I need to give context. After ICE deported Wendy Hernandez-Reyes, it turned her 3-year-old son Orland over to her sister's estranged partner, who tortured Orland and beat him to death. I can't say what I think should happen to those responsible without violating this website's TOS. This is absolutely correct. Orland wore long sleeve and matching pants, clothes concealed his injuries. A new teddy bear was tucked beside him. Embroidered into the satin lining of his casket was Principito, or Little Prince. His full name was embossed on the coffin, Orland Josue Hernandez-Reyes. McCaffrey and Hernandez's sister had to hold Hernandez up as she walked trembling toward her son. Once she regained the strength to stand, she stood over him and stroked his face and chest. I never wanted to leave you, she whispered repeatedly. I wanted to bring you with me, my son. We cannot survive this as a country if the terrorists and pedophiles that separated this mother from her child and put him into the hands of an estranged, violent man and beat him to death, if those terrorists that did this are not held accountable, what is America? Republicans keep asking, what is a woman? Well, if this is what's happening right now, what is America? And this is also why we need to get rid of ICE, because we keep seeing shit like this. Mikey Sherrill's state police destroyed the mutual aid tent for families of the detained that had been in operation at Delaney Hall for more than a year, providing clothes, food, even stuffies for the kids. They just trashed it. I'm pretty speechless of the kind of person you have to do this. Look at this. This is like... And then Fox Fake News keeps being like, oh, it's a terrorist nest. It's an operation center for Hamas. Does this look... Where's the fucking guns? Where's the bullets? Where's the grenades? Where's the fucking... communication equipment, huh? Where's the fucking mopeds? Where's the fucking tanks? This is where people go when they're freshly released from jail, from the ICE detention concentration camp, and they need to have water, they need food, they need logistical support, they need to make sure they're not freezing to death as ICE has done to that one guy. This is heroism, the people that have set this up. And the people who did this, jail is the kindest thing we could give them as a punishment. Congressman Eugene Vindman is posting out here Happy Pride Month, while just last week he posted this after voting to defund schools that they have any policy whatsoever that advances concepts related to gender identity. That includes bathrooms, locker rooms, even possibly having a trans teacher state their pronouns. Shame. Again, Tom Steyer gave a full backing and support of trans people when he was asked about it, as did Ed Markey. He had a rally, and Ed Markey's from Massachusetts. We need to praise them. We need to make sure that this is the energy we have moving forward, because backing down on trans people does nothing but help the fascists. Speaking of how the Republicans always like to label trans people as pedophiles, the agent who booked the artist for the Trump State Fair event is named Jeff Epstein. Acts like Morris Day and Vanilla Ice, and many of them share the same booking agent in Jeff Epstein of Universal Attractions. Like, the jokes write themselves, you know? How is it that there is just this constant gravitational pull around the Republican Party that always lands on pedophiles? I mean, I have no idea who this Jeff Epstein guy is, but what are the fucking odds that there is a pedophile that was best friends with Trump and was sued for raping a child with Trump, or excuse me, Trump was sued for raping a child with Epstein, and then Trump wants to have his big, beautiful birthday party, and the person he hires to book it is also named Jeff Epstein? Did he have a dementia moment where he's like, oh, what's this guy, Universal Attractions? He's Jeff, oh my God, Jeff? I thought I killed him. Jeff, we got to get Jeff. Jeff, buddy, I have so much to tell you. I don't know where you've been hiding this whole time. They said you were dead. They said they got the job done and they offed you, but apparently you're still around, Jeff. I have so much to tell you. I'm in the White House now. You'll never believe it. You'll never believe what ICE brings me with these kids. You'll never believe it, Jeff. Come, please tell me. This is just unfucking believable. And again, what is America? That should be the... Put that on a t-shirt. What is America? Essex County sheriffs deny public defenders access to their clients in jail after peaceful protesters at Delaney Hall. This is fucking un-American. We have a constitution, and yet the Democrats are out here refusing to take action against these sheriffs, refusing to enforce these laws, refusing to sue over these issues. And yeah, no fucking shit that they're going to continue breaking the law when there's no accountability. We're supposed to have checks and balances, and the Democrats are instead just fucking agents of the fascists. Protesters have now been held for 18 hours without being processed or charged with anything. They haven't been given access to a lawyer or a phone call, all for simply standing on a public street outside the curfew zone where the police arbitrarily decided they couldn't be. And Tom Steyer has also been anti-Israel. He has said he will not take Satan Yahoo bucks. This morning in Palestine, Israel took 4 Palestinian female students hostage during a raid on the town of Birzeit in Ramallah. The 4 female are students at the renowned Birzeit University. 3 of them were kidnapped from their homes. We cannot support this. California taxpayer dollars should not, absolutely should not, be going to pay for this. Speaking of pedophiles, Trump commuted the sentence of Pastor Rodney Gibson, a drug dealer. Gibson has now been arrested again for sexually abusing his 15-year-old foster child. Here we go. What did I say about the gravitational pull of the GOP and pedophiles? Every single time Trump commuted the sentence of a pastor, and he went on to rape a 15-year-old child. Craig Long, a large magic influencer, has been arrested in a child predator and human trafficking sting in Florida. He offered an undercover detective posing as a prostitute $100 for something quick. He is married. Family values! Family values, everybody. And then, of course, we have this. Amanda Ungaro, ex-girlfriend of Paolo Zampoli and mother of his son, claims that Paolo Zampoli, is it Paolo? Paolo? Did not introduce Melania to Donald Trump. Jeffrey Epstein did.
Let's tell the public you never was the one introduced Melania to Trump. It was Jeffrey Epstein.
Pastor, welcome.
She was a escort of Jeffrey Epstein. That's how she met Donald Trump. Okay? You are like a fucking piece of shit that supposedly asking a favor to be in the power with the titles, and then Melania cover you and you cover Melania. Let's be honestly, nobody's a fucking stupid here. And I know because I was with you 20 years and you always told me it was not you.
Why does she sound like the voice changer changed? Like she's, you know, you see those videos of like undercover people being interviewed about how they tricked the cartel, and it's like, well, the thing is, what I did is I made sure to hide and have a burner phone available at all times. Why does she sound like she had that going and then lost it here?
You always told me it was not you,
See?
It was Jeffrey Epstein.
So this has been corroborated through several sources that I've seen, is that we've seen multiple accounts of how Epstein introduced Melania to Donald Trump, and further, the first time supposedly that Melania had sex with Donald Trump was on Epstein's plane, which explains why Trump bought the plane during his 2024 campaign for all the happy memories with the pedophiles. Last week, while in New York doing national TV interviews, Fox and Friends Gutfield, prior to Tuesday's primary in Los Angeles, Spencer Pratt appears to have stayed at the Four Seasons, racking up $34,290.48 in charges to this campaign. Keep in mind, the Four Seasons Hotel is heavily mentioned in the Epstein files. One of their employees in 2001 was trafficked from the Four Seasons Beverly Hills to Jeffrey Epstein, where she was raped repeatedly and didn't finally escape until 2005. Jeffrey Epstein also stayed at the Four Seasons in Vancouver. He stayed at the Four Seasons Riyadh. He stayed at the, I can't remember the Black Book, but it has him staying at the Four Seasons Hotel in New York as well. I mean, there's all kinds of shit about the Four Seasons Hotel and Jeffrey Epstein. So, of course, a Republican wants to stay at the hotel which frequented Jeffrey fucking Epstein. I mean, this is insane how much this keeps happening. We cannot let these people win. We absolutely fucking cannot. Recent investigation reveals Trump illegally ordered the DOJ to remove his name from the Epstein files. Oh, well. But the Epstein files are completely exculpatory. Completely exculpatory. You know how they're exculpatory? Can you just remove my name from them? They're completely exculpatory because I'm not mentioned in them. Hey, can't be in the Epstein files if you remove your name. It's that meme. It's that meme. So, enough of that shit. Let's move on to a little bit more interesting stuff here. Today in Southern labor history, June 2nd, 1863, Harriet Tubman led a decisive raid on the Confederate Army at the Combahee River in South Carolina, freeing over 700 enslaved people. I do not know, I know Harriet Tubman by name, but I know very little about her story overall. So I want to hear some specifics here.
On this day in Southern labor history, June 2nd, 1863, Harriet Tubman led a decisive raid on the Confederate Army at the Combahee River in South Carolina, freeing over 700 enslaved people. While working in...
Okay, so this narrator sucks. Can you at least act like you give a shit? My favorite face is Luna Sol Mia. Welcome.
Hilton Head as a nurse and a spy for the Union Army, Harriet Tubman was with the Confederate Army at the Combahee River in South Carolina, freeing over 700 enslaved people. While working in Hilton Head as a nurse and a spy for the Union Army, Harriet Tubman was recruited by abolitionist Colonel James Montgomery to help lead a secret military operation against the Confederate Army on the Combahee River. Tubman enlisted the 2nd South Carolina Volunteers, a black regiment consisting of many formerly enslaved people to carry out the raid. Thanks to crucial military intelligence provided by Tubman, 3 Union gunboats were able to make their way to the shores, avoiding Confederate torpedoes. In the raid, the plane...
There were fucking torpedoes in the Civil War? I remember them having landmines, but fucking torpedoes? Nicholas 08721, welcome.
Plantations of leading secessionists such as Hayward, Middleton, and Lowndes families were destroyed by Union soldiers, many of whom once worked on those plantations. Plantations of leading secessionists such as Hayward, Middleton, and Lowndes families were destroyed by Union soldiers, many of whom once worked on those plantations before escaping into the Union Army. Ultimately, 750 enslaved men, women, and children boarded the Union boats following the raid. 100 of those men immediately joined the Union Army. With almost no losses, Tubman and the 2nd South Carolina Volunteers were able to defeat an entire Confederate Army company sent to take back what was lost during the raid, sealing a crucial victory for the Union Army. The Combahee River Raid was a turning point in the Civil War and dealt a major economic, military, and psychological blow to the Confederate cause.
Damn, I should have made her the fucking general over Grant. Yeah, this is cool. I did not know much about her. I mean, I knew that she was, you know, the Underground Railroad, and she was fought for the Union, et cetera, but this is really cool knowledge to have. And on lighter notes, let's see Dave fucking Rubin, one of the chief MAGA pedophile propagandists, get absolutely curb stomped on Jubilee.
So let's start. Well, first off, the disastrous war, the quote-unquote disastrous war that you're talking about. You're talking about a 40-day military operation that stopped an apocalyptic regime from getting a nuclear bomb and exporting terrorism throughout the world. And we're now in an economic embargo of them, right? We've basically done a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz. So to say it's a disastrous war,
we've done a blockade.
We did lose. Hang on. We did lose 13. We did lose 13 of our soldiers, and that is
killed over
terrible.
200 children.
But well, things happen in war, right?
Yeah,
things. Yeah. Well, things do happen in war. You can laugh at that. Hold on. Listen.
Keep in mind, these guys say things happen in war, but if Dave Rubin is ever asked to leave a restaurant because he supports a pedophile, oh my God, it's the end of the world, but it's okay to bomb children. These people are fucking evil.
Wait, no, if Donald Trump wanted to prevent the Islamic Republic of Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon, he could have just stuck with the Iran nuclear deal that he ripped up. Iran did not enrich past the 3.67. Wait, they didn't enrich past the 3.67% agreed upon in the JCPOA. They only got to 60% after Donald Trump left that deal.
I'm impressed with your talking points. You got impressive talking points, and you memorized them well. They're not correct, but I am impressed.
Okay.
First off, the Iranians admitted in the negotiations right before the war started that they were enriching past what they were allowed to. That's number one. Number two, can you agree or verify?
Yeah, this is after Trump pulled the U.S. Right, yeah, because they had no reason to start staying in it.
Their claims. It's one thing to say, oh, this is what we're doing, this is what we are agreed to, et cetera, but you have to be able to verify that. And the idea that we have people on the ground or the UN or some third-party organization that can verify what they're actually doing.
The IAEA assessments agree with me, and Tulsi.
The IAEA also literally goes in there. That's what their job is. They go into these areas, they investigate them, and it's nuclear fucking material. This isn't something you can just move around like it's a shoe, right? Like when they go to a place where the nuclear material is, it's pretty easy to verify. You know, they're not playing, playing fucking hide and seek with a goddamn pair of kitchen scissors, okay? This is nuclear fucking material, and yes, the IAEA did confirm that Iran was complying.
Gabbard, our director of national intelligence, testified in front of Congress last year, and according to the entire intelligence community, Iran did not have a nuclear weapons program.
Okay, that they didn't have a nuclear weapons program, they were enriching past the point.
You can see he struggled with that. He's really struggling, so he just falls back to his bullshit. As much as he was yapping about talking points, he just falls right back to his fucking propaganda.
That they were allowed to for civilian use. Everyone knows that. But,
Yeah,
but allow me.
But do you understand
allow
a
me to
weaponization
roughly,
process is different than
let me ask
just
you something.
enriching?
Do you think the Iranian regime before this war,
In a March 2025 intelligence testimony, Tulsi Gabbard said U.S. intelligence agencies concluded Iran was not currently building a nuclear weapon and had not restarted its pre-2003 nuclear weapons program. She later clarified that Iran's highly enriched uranium stockpile could produce a nuclear weapon within weeks to months if the order was given to build one. Could produce a nuclear weapon? Well, that's not something you can just... It's not turning on the fucking a frozen faucet. You can't just...
Iranian regime that has oppressed the people of Iran for 40 years. Do you think that was a good regime? Would you say that was a good government? Would you like to live under those people? Were they progressive in any way? Do they hold any of the values that any of you guys hold?
No, but we don't just start wars on countries whose politics we.
And you notice he was talking about Iran's enriched uranium, and he couldn't keep up, so he had to switch the topic to Iran's regime. Personally, I would just double down and say, like, how the fuck does that have to do with you being wrong about Iran's enriched uranium?
Disagree with, or who are oppressive to their own people. We were actually an ally to Saudi Arabia.
Forget the dishonesty. It's official. Rubin Report is the dumbest man in right-wing media. Just gets completely owned again and again. So embarrassing for him. Right now, Iran literally exports no oil. Every day they are losing $500 million, Dave Rubin says, and gets instantly proven wrong by Jubilee.
So tell me, what political concessions have we got? What political concessions have we got with the war with Iran since Trump started it?
Well, right now, Iran literally exports no oil. Every day they are losing $500 million. So what you can do over time...
When this, I was going to say, no oil in it is not losing $500 million a day. Recent tanker tracking data cited by the Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, and others show Iran exporting roughly 1.5 to 2 million barrels a day and earning 100. So they were exporting after the war with Iran started. Iran was actually exporting slightly more oil at almost 3 times the price. So they were making a killing because pedophile supporters like Dave Rubin want a war because that's an easier thing to talk about than Trump being in the Epstein files.
Is you have a military adventure, which we had 40 days, which we took out their Air Force and their entire Navy and everything else.
The fucking delusion. They didn't just... Iran still has something like 70% of their military capabilities after all of this. They were able to restore 30 out of 33 missile launching facility sites and have the potential to restore more. The absolute fucking brain rot. Like, Jesus Christ. I'm glad he can afford a hair gel because he clearly cannot afford an education.
And now we completely control their
None of those
economy.
were concerned. What's the political concession since the beginning of the war?
What's the political concession from Iran since the beginning of the war?
Yes, name one.
I love how he has to, like, he has to repeat it to buy himself some time to kind of think of some bullshit.
Well, we're having negotiations with them right now.
And we haven't gotten anything?
We're having negotiations with them right now.
So nothing?
Well, we're in a negotiation process.
We've been in a war for 2.5 months now. We got no political concessions.
A war for 2.5 months? How long do you think wars are supposed to take?
A decade ago, we had a limitation in terms of them enriching uranium to 3.7%.
And good for this guy for not taking the bait there. Good for him.
That was going to be in place until 2030. It would still be in place to this day.
We
if Donald Trump didn't fall out of the JCPOA.
We started with this. They admitted they were enriching past that point.
After the JCPOA.
Steve Witkoff said 2 or 3 days before the war started that they admitted they were enriching more. Also,
when Trump pulled out of the agreement and then the original strike that we made a year ago,
you also have
they haven't been building up
you also
since
have to go on the
according
assumption.
To the DNI,
Why is it that you believe? Why would you believe the Iranian theocratic regime? Why would you
not believe your own DNI? Let's see if he says
believe that they are doing right.
That's the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, appointed by Donald Trump. So
there's an old sales tactic where it goes, he who asks the questions controls the conversation. And I think liberals need to get better at doing that. Like, there's a reason that Dave Rubin has to fall back on bullshit by changing the goalposts with a question. Answer the question with the question. Do some fucking improv. Turn into Ron fucking Swanson. Be like, every time I'm interviewed by one of these bureaucrats, I always like to answer their question with a question. Do that. I'm not even kidding.
Explain to me why you don't believe her.
Listen, Marco Rubio.
Why don't you believe her?
Hold on.
Why don't you believe the entire U.S. intelligence community? Why do you think they're all lying?
So, are you saying that Donald Trump just ignored the entire U.S. intelligence community?
Oh, he beat me to it. I was gonna say that. Yes, dude. Yes, and he not only nodded just like me, he said it. Oh, that's fucking funny.
Yes,
no,
literally, that's what he did.
No, he didn't. That's it. That's okay. So that's an interesting disconnect that we have. I mean, Marco
Then why
Rubio.
do they contradict each other?
Marco Rubio very clearly laid out what was going on here.
Wow. Jesus God, he's so bad at this.
What is it that I do for Russia?
You suck
I don't think I have
Donald Trump's dick without criticizing any bad thing that he does.
Okay.
There's
Maybe
a
I
lot of
do
like
have time.
oligarchic money too that like
That's quite
can
a claim.
incentivize
We're gonna
people
go.
to
We're
change
gonna
their
go for a
worldview.
Wait. That's
like Russian money.
Hold on. That's
like
quite,
for people
hold
like
on.
Tim Pool
Hold
or
on.
like what was the Rubin report? Did that also accept Russian money from Tenet?
All right. So first off, you want to talk about the tenant thing? What do you want to talk about? Where do you want to go? I'll even give it to you.
Would be
I'll give it to
interesting.
you.
Let's
Where do you want to go?
Yeah. Why did you take Russian money and pretend like you didn't know?
So I was reached out to by Lauren Chen, who you might know as what's her name, Post Millennial Online, or
she's
something.
like the Canadian white nationalist that's Asian.
Roaming millennial, and I've known her for about 10 years. And she contacted me a couple of years ago and said that she had some backers that she was talking to, and she was starting a new network, and they were talking to all sorts of people. She mentioned Tim Pool. She mentioned a whole bunch of creators that you guys know, and I'm sure.
Let's say you didn't know that, and I'm not trying to say that you were able to know that it was Russian money. But what I do think is interesting is that this anti-woke movement that just says,
"Oh shit, I didn't notice he's got some kind of birthday."
Woke a lot and calls it an ideology. It is so easy to be ideologically aligned that Russian propagandists are like, yes, these are our people. This is how we're going to get the American people on board. That's more of like the issue. It's not really your fault. It's more so that like your whole ideology is like wokeness is bad.
What show did I do for Russia?
What?
What show did I do for Russia?
I'm not saying you did a show for Russia. I'm saying Russia saw you as a stooge who could easily say the talking points that benefited them.
I'm the one that got on the Zoom call with the backer to ask more questions about it and everything else. Yeah.
Great. So, Dave, I'm not saying you were saying Russia's such a great country, everyone should love Vladimir Putin. And I get that your show might not even been political in nature.
I know. So you didn't, just to be clear, you didn't know the show. You didn't know the show or what I do.
They want to legitimize you more in the eyes of the viewers that they are trying to capture. That is the point of why Russia paid you specifically. They don't do it out of the kindness of their hearts. They didn't do it because they're like, Dave seems like a good guy. They did it because Dave's politics is advocating for cheerleading for Donald Trump policies, regardless of any criticism. That is the point.
Where is the case?
What do you mean, where's the case?
Where's the case? Where's the case right now? Why am I even able to talk about it? Why don't I?
Because your pedophile in chief is keeping you out of jail so that you can continue. So he can continue basically blackmailing you into doing his work for him and being a propagandist and a mouthpiece.
I have a lawyer sitting here.
You might not even have known about the Russian money. I'm not trying to cast that blame on you. I'm just saying it's interesting that your show is so ideologically aligned with what Russia wants for the United States that they are going to give you money to continue to do it. That is the point.
What is it that I do for Russia?
You suck Donald Trump's dick without criticizing any bad thing that he does.
All right, yeah, we got to pause. Basically.
He went out with a bang, guys. All right, enough of that. So it's time for a little bit of funny stuff. I love these kind of memes. Seeing gameplay, something about gameplay clips. It just cracked me the fuck up, especially when it's done like this with these kind of captions.
There's a starman waiting in. There's a starman waiting in.
Like, it's so bad. Obviously, you should never do this in real life, but we all have that impulse. Someone stops in front of you, just like, motherfucker, move! Everybody wants to do that, and I think that's what's so fun about video games in these scenarios is, like, you can do it and get away with it and no one gets hurt. And then the next time it actually happens in real life, you're just like, I'm going to go game some more, you know? I'm just going to remember this for the next time I game. I love that. I gotta find this audio because I want to use it and I can't figure out where to get it online or through the Instagram audio, but I gotta find a way to use this audio. I've had work friends that do this too, you know? You try to ask them like, hey, can you help me with this thing? They're like, hey, I need a little bit of help with this report. This is my favorite of these 4 so far. I love this one. You're going to want to see this. Oh, man. He did it twice. Bro timed that shit so perfectly. Imagine if he had got it wrong. He's slamming into that bar. Bro's going to have no fucking teeth. All right, that's it for me.